when you first started? Were you into it, or were you kind of like hesitant on how people would react to it?
I thought it was extremely hard to understand. When they brought me out there, they did not know the show. They had not done a pilot. They were making it up on their way. Now they were fully in production. They were building the sets for the temple games, for the moat, for all that stuff for the temple. They had all these crews going. They brought me out. They hand me a script of legends. Basically, they hand me a script of legends. That's all I got. I'm like, so how do you do the game show with the legends? You know, I'm like, I didn't really understand how this thing was going to do, how this thing was going to play out. And, you know, and we were so late getting it up that there wasn't really any time to understand what is the moat about? And like, what exactly did they do? And oh, the legend doesn't play into that. Okay, but then it does play into the steps of knowledge. And that, you know, you're just trying to figure it out. And nobody really was so busy. Nobody really had time to explain it to me. And I was really a fish out of water. I was way over my, it was way above my pay grade. It was terrible. And it was, they were, I think they were very scared when I started doing the show, because they realized they found a guy. I didn't ever hosted a show before. I wasn't Mark Summers. You know, I was a guy who just done commercials, and they brought me in to do this show. And I thought this was probably the hardest show that was ever put on Nickelodeon. And so the one good thing they did was they gave me a bunch of tapes of a previous show they had done with a guy named, I forget the name of it, who it was, but he had done a number of their game shows. And he was really good. And they gave me a bunch of tapes, and I go, oh, okay, I can see his energy. You know, he was kind of like me a little bit. He was a little different, but he had the energy, and it was go, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. There's no looking back, it's moving forward, you know. And I just watched that, and I came out after watching those, and I was a little bit but they were still worried about me.
I will say, as a viewer, it was fast. Like, you go from one game to the next, to the next, to the next. So it's like you said, none of us really know what the moat is. It's just a bunch of kids crossing water, and okay, what's next? Like, and then the steps of knowledge. Okay, now we're learning more. Were the artifacts fake and like a make-up artifact, or were they actual artifacts for that? Like, I don't know. I can't.
Well, like God, what would be one of the artifacts? They're all kind of blurred in together.
There was a necklace. I can't even think of what they are.
Whatever, the necklace of Pocahontas or something like that. Well, they would make it, you know. They would make the necklace of Pocahontas, and then they would put it and hide it in the temple. You know, maybe hang it around the shrine of the Silver Monkey or something like that. I don't know. I don't think it hung anything around the shrine of the Silver Monkey. That was its own thing.
That room is just fun to watch those kids try and do.
My favorite one was the bucket that used to raise. You get in the bucket and it would raise you up into the shrine, and then you break.
Oh, yep.
I like that one a lot.
Did you have to test out each of the games so you had more knowledge of, for like when you were doing play-by-play, you were able to talk about it better?
Yes, I did. I had to go walk through it myself so I could see it. I mean, the kids had to walk through it too. They got a tour of it because they had to show where all the actuators were to open the doors, and else they would have never gotten past the ledge, you know, the ledges or whatever. And so they got their own tour of it. But by then it was like, you know, it's 12 hours into the day. They're shot. Yeah. And they're like, what? But I had to learn everything that was going on because they changed every 5 shows, they changed the rooms around. So I'd have to learn the new room so I could follow them and see what they're going to do. The good news is that at the end of the season, I would go in LA, I would go into the post-production, and I was able to re-record some of my temple runs. Okay.
Because that would be hard, because did you have to walk like where the child was, walk through where they are at, or did you stay at the front?
Yeah, you start here, and because it was like it was like that. So I'd walk here and I just kind of arch around to the end and then come back because they had to come back. So I'd follow them. We all followed them. All the producers, but we're all screaming and yelling the whole time.